Forgiveness is a reflection of loving yourself enough to move on. Steve Maraboli. Grand Rising to my first time viewers, welcome. My name is Joseph Long, and I thank you for tuning in. To my returning viewers, hello, friends, and thank you for your support. Developing a capacity for forgiveness is a fundamental facet of the journey of learning to meditate, an important part of the process of spiritual maturation. It is through forgiving that we loosen our burdens. We can then enter our practice with a lightness of heart. This would do more to move us deeply into a rest than any mantra or breathing exercise. Forgiveness can be defined as the conscious letting go of resentment towards somebody that has harmed you. It is done in spite of the possibility of circumstances changing, that person rectifying their behavior or you getting even. It involves a change in the way you see them. One way is through the veneer of anger and or the suffering to yourself that causes. The second is as another human being incessantly, perhaps mistakenly, doing what they believe will bring them happiness, and as somebody to whom you can harbor feelings of peace and love. When it comes down to it, the only person that is suffering is you. Forgiveness involves a certain acceptance that we are responsible for how we feel, no other people. That is true power, perhaps the only power which we are capable of possessing. Today, I invite you to join me in a loving kindness meditation. We would do this meditation for someone who has hurt or harmed us. A quick note. You may feel slightly disingenuous as you start doing forgiveness meditation, that you're not really forgiving. Keep in mind the mantra, as best I can. With time, the feeling of true forgiveness will grow. Let's begin. Take a moment to let your body settle in a comfortable sitting position. Relax the whole body. Keep the head, neck, and back erect, but not rigid. Keep the hands comfortably placed on the lap or on the knees. Intentionally cultivate an attitude of patience, gentleness, and kindness towards yourself. Allow your eyes to gently close and tune into feeling the breath flowing in and out of your body. Focus your attention on the sensation of the breath moving past the nostrils, or on the sensation of the breath moving into the belly, lifting it, doing each in breath and receding gently on each out breath. Follow the breath as it comes in and goes out. Find comfort in your posture and settle into it. As you sit up with dignity as a mountain, allow your body to be as soft and relaxed as possible. With every out breath, let your body become more soft and more relaxed. Now focus your attention exclusively on yourself. Remember that you too deserve unconditional love, kindness, and happiness, just like all other living beings. You are choosing to forgive someone who has hurt you because you love yourself more. I will now repeat some traditional phrases of loving kindness. In the short period of silence that follows after each phrase, repeat it a few times to yourself and breathe in qualities of warmth, kindness, compassion, or love for yourself. Do this with all your heart. If you notice that your mind has wandered off, gently bring it back to this practice. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease. Remember that you are choosing to forgive someone who has hurt you because you love yourself more. Now, call to mind someone who has hurt or harmed you, someone for whom a sense of hurt, resentment, or ill will naturally arises in your heart. Get an image of that person. Say the person's name to yourself and offer the phrases of loving kindness to them, wishing for them what you wish for yourself. I will now repeat some traditional phrases of loving kindness. In the short period of silence that follows after each phrase, repeat it a few times to yourself and do this with all your heart. Start with a small flame of the intent behind each phrase. Attend to it and nurture it. Slowly get more fuel for the tender feeling that arises in your heart as you offer loving kindness to the chosen person and allow it to expand and to gain momentum. If you notice that your mind has wandered off, gently bring it back to this practice. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you live with ease. Repeat these phrases towards yourself and towards the person who has hurt or harmed you. Do this with all your heart. Get more fuel for the tender feeling that arises in your heart as you offer loving kindness to the chosen person and allow it to expand and to gain momentum. If you notice that your mind has wandered off, gently bring it back to this practice. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you live with ease. We now come to the end of this meditation. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Now I leave you with a reading that I received years ago from the Daily Word. And whether you consider Jesus as a prophet, God's son, or worthy to be praised, we can all take from him a lesson on forgiveness. He was called names, spat on, beaten. His friends abandoned him, and he was ultimately killed for speaking and living what he believed to be truth, living in authenticity. May you be empowered by this message. May you be inspired to forgive others and yourself so that you can truly be happy, so you can truly live. In Luke's gospel, Jesus is so attuned to divine love that he asks forgiveness for those who are putting him to death. May Jesus' example inspires us to release any resentment, bitterness, or anger we feel, no matter how much we believe those feelings are justified. May we recognize that unwillingness to forgive blocks our awareness of love's flow. If the burden of resentment is so overwhelming that we feel that we cannot forgive, our willingness opens the way. I am willing to forgive. I hold this thought, repeating it silently each time the memory of past hurts arises, feeling my willingness grow stronger with each repetition. I feel renewed peace and joy as the strength of divine love heals my heart and releases unforgiveness. I forgive and I am free. And so it is. If you liked today's practice, show some love by hitting that like button. Special announcement. This Sunday morning, I will be celebrating Easter. And to start my Easter Sunday, I will be on the beach in Hollywood Beach, Florida, with some friends as we watch the sunrise. You are invited to join me there in person. We will meet at 6:45 a.m. and immediately after the sun positions itself, I will commence with the meditation. For those of you that would not be able to be physically there, I will be live streaming the entire event on my Instagram channel. Well, that brings us to the end of today's practice. We will reconnect tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another guided meditation. At this time, I would like to read some of your comments. So, I have Miss Pat on here. I missed some of the beginning. I see you said happy thankful Tuesday, reminding us to click those like buttons. Click the like, click the like, click the like button right now. Click the like, click the like, click the like button right now. Also reminding us to comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you for that, Miss Pat, and the grand rising to you. Miss Pamela's in the house, and she says, "Happy Tuesday. Go on and do what you got to do." She continues on with divine forgiveness to those who will accept and receive. And I saw that comment earlier, and I just want to add to that. I want to re-emphasize that forgiveness has little, and I'm going to be bold to say forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with yourself. Is forgiveness is a process. I like to call it a healing process, a healing practice. So it helps us to relinquish old baggage, old resentments, old hurts that we have acquired ourselves. A person may have done something to us 40, 50 years ago, and we still hurt them because we hold on to those memories for whatever reasons. I know a common reason is we are afraid or reluctant to relinquish that because we feel that it's a sense of letting them go, letting them get off the hook. And I'm a firm believer that we live in a just universe. I believe in that woman called karma. So if you're worrying about somebody getting what they need, you don't have to worry about that. But forgiveness gives us the opportunity to let go so we can move forward, so we could truly live and be in each moment, so we can live and see a happy future. So whether that person accepts your forgiveness or not, that's their business. That's their problem. That has nothing to do with you. And a lot of times I forget when we forgive, we don't even have to let them know or go in their face and tell them I forgive you. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's just a practice with a personal practice with self. It's an inner relinquish. It's an inner forgiveness. They may not and don't need to know you have forgave them for you to move on, for you to truly live. I hope that makes sense. I hope you got that out of the practice. I have the sound chaplain in the house, and she says, Grand Tuesday rising, meditation fam, exclamation points, forgiving myself and others, hashtag love, hashtag release, hashtag forgive, hashtag healing, hashtag Easter. And I love all these emojis. The ones that stick out, I don't commonly see, is the hand with the third eye in there. I had to look it up again. I know it's mostly common within the Jewish faiths. The third eye, I think that's also the last image you have. I'm loving the images. I'm the emojis. I'm loving the hashtags. And on Instagram, I have Miss Pat on both platforms. Thank you for the activity on both platforms. And she says, good morning, everyone. I have Sports Chick and Sound Chick. I love that on both platforms as well. Thank you, ladies, for the activity on both platforms. Miss Pat says, I choose to forgive you for the things you have said and done to me. Yes, yes, yes. She continues on. Everyone have a good day. And like always, be safe. Sound and Sports Chick and Sound Chick has hashtag global, hashtag forgiving. I release, then breathe. Yes, that's a practice in and of itself. This is definitely a global message. There's a lot of fighting that's going on, fighting that has been going on for centuries. Basically because folk feeling that they are being disrespected by others. There's a lot of so-called holy wars going on. And I'm not gonna even go there. But I truly believe that if folk practice forgiveness, A lot of this warring, a lot of this fighting, a lot of this resentment will go away. We will have a more peaceful and loving world. But again, I say we can't point fingers because what's happening in the outer, what's happening globally is a reflection of what's going on within our homes, within our hearts as well. Especially in the United States of America, I tell people all the time when they want to bash one certain person, I tell them that is not him, her. What's going on is a reflection of what's going on in each individual American heart, minds, and hearts. Nobody has power like that if it wasn't given. Just a thought. I don't know why I'm ranting there to say that. Sport Chick and Sound Chick also has forgive me if I offended anyone. If it takes time, I accept your position. All right, folk are doing their mantras in the comment section. Great forgiveness meditation. Namaste. Thank you for that feedback. I'm glad this practice resonated with you, Sports Chick. All right. And making sure I don't miss anything. Yes. Thank you all for tuning in with me. I love you. Peace and blessings. Mwah.